So this is a summary of everything we've talked about. If you take no action tonight, you could get stuck on life support. You could need a guardianship court case if you become incompetent. Some people might think you're incompetent now, but they're not right? And your minor children could have a guardian appointed by a judge and receive everything at 18. Now, you may not have minor children. Some of us are a little older than that, but you might have kids that have minor children, and you might have other relatives. So this is an issue that you can help them understand. You could need a probate court case. You will need a probate court case unless you do this kind of planning. And your estate could be cut in half by avoidable estate taxes. So if somebody has $50 million between Illinois and government, it's right around 50% going to the government. So 3 months from now, you can have all of your planning in order, or by then, you will have forgotten everything you learned today. And so the choice is really you. Now you have to take action now. So what are we going to just leave you hanging? No, we're not. We're going to give you an action plan. But before we do, one of my favorite Bible verses, moreover, as you Philippians know, in the early days of your acquaintance with the gospel, when I set out from Macedonia, this is Paul writing to the Philippians, not one church shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving, except you only. For even when I was in Thessalonica, you sent me aid more than once when I was in need. Not that I desire your gifts. What I desire is that more will be credited to your account. Where is that account? It's in heaven. What's the internal rate of return? These financial guys, they do an internal rate of return analysis. Well, let's see. I put $10,000 in my heaven account, kingdom account, and then it pays me back for eternity. So isn't that internal rate of return infinite? Love this verse. So, what is the area of the law that the lawyer that you're thinking about using does? What you want to say is, what kind of law do you do? And then if they start listing off things and they get past estate planning, thank you, it was great to talk to you. It's extremely important that you deal with someone that limits their practice in this area, because you cannot expect someone to be a mile wide and a mile deep. You're either a mile wide, an inch deep, or you're an inch wide and a mile deep. And that's what you need. You need a lot of experience and a lot of excellence in developing great trusts. So what about the first meeting? Should you pay $500 to a lawyer to talk to them, find out if you want to hire the lawyer? Raise your hand if you think that's a good idea. I don't think so. It should be a free meeting. And if you have some documents already, they should be reviewed ahead of time free. So, okay, now I've sat down with an attorney, and the attorney and I have decided we need to do a trust. We need to do those documents, right? So how should I pay for that? You want to get a fixed, agreed price that you can budget for, that you understand, and if you don't think it's fair, then don't hire the lawyer or find out why it is fair, okay? Now, it will be more than you think it should be, because it's a lot of work, and it's got to be done perfectly. It's got to be done just right, okay? Because everything rides on it. So I would also encourage you to work with a lawyer who will give you a reasonable amount of time after you're finished to answer any questions you might have. Because after all, you've never had a trust before. You're not expected to know this stuff. I found that it actually costs more for me to send a bill for a 5-minute call than I get on the bill. So I don't send bills for calls, ever. Because it's stupid. People don't, then they get mad at me and they feel cheated, and it's so easy to answer a question if you know what the answers are. So it's also important to know, if you're dealing with a lawyer that's all by him or herself, what happens when that lawyer dies? Because guess what? The death rate is also 100% for lawyers, right? So it's important that we know what's going to happen when that lawyer dies. There's someone to take over and manage your files. There's actually an ethical code for lawyers that says the lawyer must have a succession plan, where when he dies, his clients get contacted and They don't just call up and get an unconnected phone. The problem is, how do you discipline a dead lawyer? Doesn't have a lot of teeth. So we've seen many cases where people called up, they don't know where their trust is, they don't know where the will is, it's all just gone into a black hole. The other thing I would encourage you, I'm not sure it's on here. Yeah, it is, good. I think this is really important. If you hire a lawyer and you agree to pay him money to do a plan, and then it gets all messed up. I mean, you know it's messed up because the names are all spelled wrong. I mean, it's pretty clear. And the deed is wrong, and you're not expected to know about deeds, but the deed has the wrong address on it, you know? And you're not happy. Well, should you pay the lawyer for you to be unhappy? I don't think so. I think every lawyer should have a guarantee of satisfaction that says, if you're not happy, even if you're wrong to be unhappy, I don't get paid. It's my job to make you happy and to manage expectations. And if I don't do that, I shouldn't get paid. And I don't know of any other lawyers that understand that, but we think it's very important. So these are things to help you find an estate planning attorney. So I want to thank you again for coming and being such a great audience, and encourage you to take this most important action in your life.
Take the first step towards planning your legacy. Call 224-677-7711 or visit us online